Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's get started with this early fall decorate with me. Now, before I start with the seasonal decor, I wanted to go ahead and give my home some touches that make my house feel more like a home. And with that, I mean curtains. I recently installed curtains on my family room, and now it's time to do the same thing in the rest of these windows. Now, because my windows have a window above and my ceilings are super tall, I decided to install my curtains right below that second window, and I went with IKEA curtains. I really like the Ritva ones. I also went with IKEA rods and brackets, and these curtains actually are 118 inches, but my measurement needed to be 106. So I did go ahead and cut and hemmed each one of these panels myself, which was a lot of work, but definitely way more affordable than buying custom curtains or custom panels. I did use double panels in more than one window, which ended up being a total of 12 panels that I have to cut and hem myself. Now, some of them turn out to be a little long because I did leave an extra inch to see how I liked it, but with time, I am going to take those panels down and re-hem them one more time. Because I have dogs, I realize it's way better for my home that my curtains barely touch the floor. I am so happy with how my home looks with curtains installed. I cannot believe how long it took me to do this, but I'm so happy I did. Now this right here is my girl. Her name is Sadie. She's my 1-year-old Doberman. One of the things that I needed to get rid of around my house was rugs, because when she was still overcoming the puppy stage, she will destroy my rugs. I'm not talking about potty accidents, but more like she will chew them down like if they were toys, to the point where she would leave holes in the rugs. Judging by the fact that the rug in my family room has lived for almost a month free of holes, I think it's safe to say that I can start placing rugs again around some of the common areas of my home. Rugs really set the tone, especially when it comes to seasonal decor, so I wanted to make sure I had rugs placed in my home before decorating for fall. And for my entryway, I decided to go for the same rug I had before, which is the Loloi Leila rug in the color olive charcoal. And I am using rug tape this time around because my dogs tend to run to the door every time anything happens or anybody passes by. So hopefully this will avoid some of that wear and tear from the dogs sprinting to the door. And if I purchase the same rug twice, you can tell it's because I really liked it. I love this rug. I definitely think it complements everything that I have going on in my entryway, and I cannot wait to start decorating for the holiday season with this in place. My living room rug is one that you haven't seen in months, and that's because that was the first one to suffer of my problem child. So I'm gonna put a new one today, and I actually got these lifters off of Amazon, which are super helpful for sliding in rugs underneath furniture. I also plan to use these to clean underneath beds and sofas, so I'll make sure to link them down below for you. Please keep in mind that even though that link is going to be affiliated, I did purchase these lifters myself. They were not a gift, and this is not sponsored by this company. For the rug, I needed something that could coordinate with my entryway rug, but that was a little bit different. So I chose this antique looking rug in the color brown, and I got it in the size 9 by 12. I do believe this rug looks exactly like the Amazon listing that I bought it from, and I do believe for the size this was an affordable rug. I will tell you with time how this one holds up. But one big thing that I've learned in my home decor journey is that once you have the rug in place and the bigger elements, it is way easier to style with smaller elements that you really, really love. One more thing pending to do is finishing styling this tree. I brought it into my living room on my spring decorate video for this year, and I did get a lot of comments as to why I didn't use a planter. The answer was because I didn't find one that I liked just yet. Recently, I did style this tree on my family room with this gorgeous planter that I got from War Market, and that's where I learned that I really liked antique looking planters. So I found this oversized one at Hobby Lobby for under $30, which was a steal. I knew this was going to be perfect for this tree, and in addition to that, I pair it with this wood little bench that serves as a planter as well, which I got from Hobby Lobby many years ago. I will try to link a similar one down below for you. But with these two elements together, the tree looks completed, and also the height of the tree actually matches the height in the room, and it's a little bit more proportionate. And now for real, I'm ready to start styling for fall. The first element that I'm going to be using is this viral woven vase that I got off of Hobby Lobby. I'll be sure to leave the reference number in the screen for you. I really like the idea of still using some green stems for the fall season, so I got a couple of stems of this seeded eucalyptus that I really liked, and I'm going to use a total of 2 in this vase. I'm going to fold one because I wanted to give this arrangement kind of like an outwards angle. I paired it with a little bit more of a fall element, which are these brown baby's breath. These I want to make sure that I can arrange as if the seeded eucalyptus and the baby's breath are all one piece. I did cut these stems to adjust them to the vase, and I also got a total of 4 of these stems. But one issue with this vase is that it's not very stable, so as I was trying to put more weight on one side of the vase in order to give it that fall effect that I wanted, I noticed that it was having a difficult time maintaining balance. So quickly, right after I placed it on one side of my fireplace mantle, I knew I needed to rearrange those leaves a little bit so that it could stay standing. And this is the final result. This is very charming for the fall season, but I do have to say that if you want something a little bit more colorful, you can definitely incorporate some of the burgundy baby's breath that they have at Hobby Lobby as well. That one will look beautiful as well. I got a few fall prints from Etsy, which I printed at my local Walgreens to switch up some of my wall decor pieces. But in order to get rid of that glowy effect that those Walgreens pictures come up with, I used a little bit of Mod Podge to kind of mattifying them a little bit and contributing to that vintage effect. Now, this is not my idea, but definitely something that I've been wanting to try for a while. Once you apply a thin coat and you let it dry for a few minutes, this is how your pictures will look like. They are less glowy, and usually the frames that you may have already a glow in the glass, so it's really nice to get rid of that. And I use a couple of frames that I already have, which I'm going to combine together for my fireplace. Another important note on this is that I always preferred matted frames for this, and I think HomeGoods is the best place right now to source for these. While I'm loving how this fireplace is turning out, there is a little bit of an empty space right there that I want to make sure I can fill. And for that, I'm going to go in with this decorative book that I got off of HomeGoods not too long ago. This is the perfect size for this space. And on top of that, I want to use the scented candle, which I really love the kind of base that it has. I don't light up a lot of scented candles these days, but I really like the look of this one. And I think the modern look that it has is a great juxtaposition for all the vintage items that I have going on in this mantle. Now it is time to style my coffee table, and for that I'm going to use this round scallop tray that I sourced off of TJ Maxx earlier this year, and I'm going to place it on one side of my coffee table. The first element that I'm going to use inside of it is going to be this antique vase from Hobby Lobby that I also sourced last year, and these fall stems that I got this year. I got a total of 3 of them, and I'm going to arrange them in this vase, making sure that I can open all of those stems really well so that it looks fuller. I think this arrangement brings a lot of contrast to all the neutral colors I have going on this table so far, and this is going to be the first element of the tray. The second element is going to be these coasters, which I always like to keep on hand for coffee tables or dining room tables, and these I got from Home Goods earlier this year. I think it was Home Goods or At Home. And then the third element of this tray is going to be this wooden carved pumpkin that I've had from Hobby Lobby from a few years back. I know that they have similar pumpkins this year, but this one is definitely going to be the festive element. If you are working with a similar setup, I would say that it will be really nice to add a marble pumpkin instead, or maybe a different color to bring up a little bit more contrast in that vignette. I preferred to keep it neutral, but definitely color is always welcome as well. I borrowed this book from my family room coffee table to bring it to this coffee table, and I'm going to style it on this side. This marble candle holder from the Studio Mickey collection is one that I knew I wanted to have this year, so I'm going to place it on top of the book. And on top of the candle holder, I'm going to use this scented candle right here that I only got because I really like the color, and it does smell really good for the fall season as well. So I'm going to place it on top of there. And then another element that I knew I wanted to have this year was this brass candle snuffer, which I think it's going to be useful for all seasons. And I also knew this spot was going to be ideal to use it. I'm also going to cover the candle with this glass cloche that I got from Target, and this is how this side of the coffee table is looking like. It is very important for me to remark that this video is titled Early Fall Decorate With Me because it is very early in the season. It is very hot outside where I live, so I do expect to add more pumpkins and festive elements down the line. It is time now to dress up this couch and make it look cozy for the fall season, and the first thing I'm using is this throw blanket with very neutral tones of beige and brown, which I really love because this couch already has that dark cognac color. So I'm going to place it on that side of the armrest, and I'm going to bring in some pillows that I sourced this year. I really love these with that olive green undertone. These pillows not only go with the couch and the rug really well, but they really elevate the look of the entire room overall. I combine them with these smaller stripy pillows with toned down colors because the back pillows already have a lot going on in them. And then lastly, I wanted to bring a little lumbar pillow to put in the center, and I found this one, which is in that gorgeous dark olive green, which again matches very well with everything that I have going on in this living room. As you saw me putting in a new rug on my entryway, I wanted to make sure to style my console table for the fall season as well. And the first thing I wanted to do was removing all the elements that I have right here, right now, and kind of wipe down the table. I do this once a month, but because I'm going to redecorate it, I'm going to take advantage of having the table empty and doing it right now. I'm going to bring back my table lamp that I always like using in this console table. This time around though, I'm going to put it on the opposite side just to kind of switch things up, and I'm going to make it a habit to actually use the light of the lamp. I'm also going to bring back the two vases that I had on this table, but this time they'll sit on the opposite side as well. And the first fall element I'm going to add is going to be these beautiful stems that I sourced off Target, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years ago. I'll try to link similar ones because I don't know that these are still available. I really love the color of these. I think they pair so well with a light tone or beige vase, and I really love the almost pink undertone that these leaves have. I am in love. I used them last year in this vase, and I'm going to do the same thing this year because I still love the look a lot. A great opposite or juxtaposition for the red and pink of those leaves is these yellow ones that also come from Target 2-3 years ago. I am going to pair these with the charcoal vase. It's what I do every year. Last year, these were placed on the opposite side of the console table, but I just simply cannot get enough. So you'll have to forgive me because I'm not giving you a new idea, but I really do love that the first thing that you see when you enter my house is the flag back there and these beauties right here. I also knew that I wanted to incorporate a festive or fall-like art piece on my console table like I usually do, so I printed this one. I'm covering it with a Mod Podge and then I framed it into this brown frame that I already have. I am of course going to place this into this new Michael's easel that I showed you not too long ago. Now typically I would have just placed this art piece against the wall and sitting on top of the console table, but I do believe an easel helps to elevate the look. This one you do have to wiggle around a little bit to get it straight, but once you get it, it looks like a higher end piece. And I'm going to make sure to push mine all the way to the back towards the side of the table lamp. As a finishing touch, I'm going to add my coffee table book that goes on this console table along with this gorgeous little wooden pumpkin that I got off of Hobby Lobby last year. I believe it's available this year as well. Alright, and we have made it to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if you learned anything new or if you liked any of the ideas that I shared with you today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram for more updates over there. Once again, thank you so much for all of your support, and if you enjoyed this video, I really hope I can see you on my next one. Bye.